Pulse chain.
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 So it's happened, folks. We have a 100k Bitcoin. Now this has dropped in the last few hours. If we take a look at the all-time high, that happened 6 hours ago, just under 104,000. And what's happening with ETH? Now ETH is almost $4,000. That's pumping too. Their all-time high was a while back now. This is 3 years ago during the last cycle peak, and that was 4.8, just under 5,000 on that. What about our guy Hex? Now Hex has been on the mini pump for a few weeks now. This is the main Hex now on Pulse chain. EHEX is about 5x lower, and it's also on a slight move. Now if we go over to this article here from Joe Tidy, which is quite interesting, they're talking about 7 other wild moments in the history of Bitcoin as it passes a 100k. Now the price of Bitcoin has passed for the first time 100k mark, hitting a new high record. The value of the world's biggest cryptocurrency has been boosted by hopes US President-elect Donald Trump will adopt crypto-friendly policies. Let's hope so. I don't think he could be any worse than the other lot, because they seem to be really anti-crypto. Now, the milestone was reached hours after Trump said he would nominate former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins to run the Wall Street regulator. Now, we know GG, Gary Gensler, good game, GG, is on his way out. So this guy who is here, this is Paul Atkins here, this is the fella. He's got a history with the SEC. Now, he's coming in. Now, he's seen as far more pro-cryptocurrency than Gary Gensler, who's starting all the lawsuits against, what was it, over 100 different cryptos he started lawsuits with. Let's hope some of those just peter out now, including the Hex lawsuit, of course. The 100k milestone prompted celebrations from cryptocurrency fans around the world. Bitcoin's wildly fluctuating value has attracted interest, with its backers reacting with delight when it passed previous price thresholds and defiance during its slumps. But this particular landmark has been especially keenly anticipated. For weeks, charts, memes and predictions have swirled around social media about when the price would hit the figure, thought to be one of the holy grails of the crypto world. Millions of viewers have tuned in to online watch parties as the price hovered close to 100k. Yeah, it's been there for quite a while now. I mean, is it a couple of weeks? It was the value of the single Bitcoin is one of the barometers of optimism in the cryptocurrency industry, which is now estimated to be $3.3 trillion, according to analysis from CoinMarketCap. Now, Trump's election victory last month was the catalyst for the latest surge. The president-elect has vowed to make US crypto the capital of the planet. A remarkable turnaround, given as recently as 2021 he was calling Bitcoin a scam. Yeah, you can change your position when you have new information. Also, remarkable is just how Bitcoin's price has rocketed. The valuation of 100k represents a 40% increase on election day in the US, and more than double the price it started the year at. And here he is, Trump. Let's hope he's going to do great things for crypto. But there's a lot more to Bitcoin than the dizzying changes in its value. From its enigmatic inventor who nobody knows who he is, yet some are claiming to be him, to the bringing down of the so-called crypto king. Its story with many twists and turns, which has seen the making and losing of huge fortunes. So here the BBC's list of 7 wildest moments so far in Bitcoin's tumultuous history. Now, number 1. The mysterious creator of Bitcoin. Despite its enormous profile, no one actually knows for sure who invented Bitcoin. The idea for it was posted on internet forums in 2008 by someone calling themselves Satoshi Nakamoto. They explained how peer-to-peer digital cash could work to enable people to send virtual coins over the internet just as easily as sending an email. Now, Satoshi created a complex computer system that would process transactions and create new coins using a huge network of self-appointed volunteers around the world who used special software and powerful computers. But he or they never revealed their identity, and the world has never worked out who it is. Now, this is the kind of who's this? This is Dorian Nakamoto, who was wrongly accused of being Bitcoin's inventor. So we've seen lots of memes around for the kind of image of Satoshi. He is, of course, he or she or they is unknown. Now, in 2014, Japanese-American Dorian Nakamoto was pursued by reporters who thought he was the elusive Bitcoin creator, but it proved to be false lead caused by some mistranslated information. Australian computer scientist Craig Wright said it was him in 2006, but after years of legal battles, the High Court concluded he was not Satoshi, Mr. Craig Wright. Earlier this year, a Canadian Bitcoin expert called Peter Todd strongly denied being Satoshi, while in London this month, a British man, Stephen Moller, claimed he was, but no one believed him. Right now, one of the famous stories, the making history with pizza. Bitcoin now underpins a $2 trillion cryptocurrency industry, but the first recorded transaction using it was the purchase of pizza. On 22nd May 2010, Laszlo Hanyecz offered $41 worth of Bitcoin on a crypto forum in return for 2 pizzas. The 19-year-old student obliged, and the day went down in history for fans of the currency as Bitcoin Pizza Day. A source of memes for those in the crypto community, also showcased the power of Bitcoin, an internet money that could genuinely buy items online. Criminals must have been watching too, because within a year, the first darknet marketplace was selling drugs and other illegal goods in exchange for Bitcoin. The deal looks pretty bad for Laszlo now. If he had held on to those coins, they would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Becoming legal tender. In September 2021, President Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, Central America, made Bitcoin legal tender. Hairdressers, supermarket and other shops had to accept Bitcoin by law alongside its main currency, the US dollar. Many Bitcoin enthusiasts and reporters visited the area, briefly boosting tourism to the country. While President Bukele hoped the move would increase investment in its country and cut costs for citizens exchanging money, it did not become as popular as he had hoped. He's still hoping it would take off, but for now, the US dollar still remains king in the country. And there's Nayib there. As well as a huge amount of public money President Bukele spent on trying to make people embrace Bitcoin, he also controversially bought more than 6,000 Bitcoins over the past few years. This president spent at least 120 million buying up Bitcoins at various prices in the hope of making a profit for his cash-strapped country. It's starting to look good for him. In December 23, when for the first time his stash skyrocketed in value. So he's going to be very happy today. A website built by Dutch software engineer firm Alias Zaruk is tracking the country's Bitcoin holdings and currently estimates the coins have risen 98% in value. Wow. Now, number 4, Kazakhstan's crypto boom and bust. In 2021, Kazakhstan became a hotspot for Bitcoin mining, the process of crunching through the complex calculations that underpin crypto transactions. These days, it takes warehouses full of the latest computers running all day and all night, but the reward is brand new Bitcoins for those companies that take part. And there's Joe there visiting a Bitcoin mining rig here. Look at the size of that. Warehouses of computers require lots of power, and many businesses have moved to Kazakhstan, where electricity was abundant thanks to huge coal reserves. At first, the government welcomed them with open arms as they brought in new investment, but too many miners arrived and put a huge strain on the electricity grid, putting the country at risk of blackouts. Within a year, Kazakhstan's Bitcoin mining industry went from boom to bust as the government imposed restrictions and increased taxes to curb the growth. Around the world, it is estimated that the Bitcoin network uses as much electricity as a small country, raising concerns over its environmental impacts. Bitcoin's in the rubbish dump. Number 5. Imagine having a crypto wallet worth more than 100 million and then accidentally throwing it away at the hard drive containing the login details. That was what happened to James Howe from South Wales. I remember this story. The very nature of crypto means that recovery is not easy as resetting your password. With no banks involved, there is no customer support helpline. So there's James there. He says he wants to donate money to people of Newport. Unfortunately for him, his local council in Newport refused to let him access the landfill site where he says his device ended up. Even after he offered to donate 25% of Bitcoin stash to local charities. He told BBC it was a penny dropping moment and it was a sinking feeling. The crypto king fraudster, here he is. No one has lost as much Bitcoin as former billionaire crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried. The founder of the massive crypto firm FTX was nicknamed the crypto king and loved by the community. FTX was a cryptocurrency exchange that allowed people to trade normal money for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. His empire was worth an estimated 32 billion, and he was flying high until everything came crashing down within days. Journalists had discovered that Bankman-Fried's company was financially shaky and had been illegally transferring FTX customer funds to prop up his other company, Alameda Research. Just before his arrest at his luxury apartment complex in the Bahamas in December 2022, he spoke to reporters. He told the BBC, "I don't think I committed fraud. I didn't want any of this to happen. I was certainly not nearly as competent as I thought." After being extradited to the US, he was found guilty of fraud and money laundering and jailed for 25 years. Now, the investment bank boom. Despite all this turmoil, Bitcoin continues to attract attention from investors and big companies. In fact, in January 2024, some of the biggest financial firms in the world added Bitcoin to their official asset lists as spot Bitcoin ETFs. These are like stocks and shares linked to the value of Bitcoin, but you don't have to personally own any. Customers have been pouring billions into brand new products. Companies including BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale have also been buying up Bitcoins in their thousands, pushing up the value to record highs. It's a huge milestone for crypto, and some fans believing that Bitcoin is finally being taken seriously as mysterious Satoshi imagined. Nonetheless, a few would back against more wild moments in the history of the Bitcoin story as it unfolds. Right, so this is the Bitcoin story so far. We are at 102,000 Bitcoin today, and we are going to enjoy the ride, as hopefully this is going to skyrocket, and hopefully this is going to go much higher than the Bitcoin in terms of X's, and that is Hex. See you on the next one.